pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone, and welcome.
Good morning.
Oh, good. See your smiley face better. All right, I'll look for a motion to approve the agenda if there isn't any additions.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead, you got it.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Our agenda's approved. We'll move on to the minutes from April 14th.
I'll make that motion to approve.
Second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. General public concerns. Hearing none, we'll go down and we'll probably just a little early open that up, but
Yeah.
can we? Open up early, probably not.
Actually,
All right. Let's drop down and look at approved permit to work in the county right away.
Or you just walk by it.
There he is. There's trouble.
Move them ahead.
Morning. Well,
might have that much
I don't know if we
time.
have enough time for that. We'll just do this down here that they take
The
down.
permit stuff.
Yeah, we got the permit to work in the county right away from Midland Power Co-op for underground service at 1230 Church Avenue. And I think I seen we do have paperwork on that.
Yep, we do. Third, we pile down.
Pictures and, you know.
Yes. Acoustic.
Looks like they're doing underground service for an acreage.
Morning. Yep. And it's Midland. They always have their stuff and I'll have to make that appointment. Whatever. I have had 3 cents a cup permit. I'll do that. Make that motion.
I'll second
We
it.
got a first and a second on the permit for Midland Power. Any more discussion?
Aye. I mean-
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
I'm not. I admit it, I'm not.
Okay, accept and place on file the mayor management plans, short form for an annual update for Bradgate Finisher 59377 and for Steve's Tools 57648. There again, it's just something that we file with the auditor's office.
I'll make a motion to approve 59377. Steve's at 67648.
Second.
Well, first and a second, any more discussion on the mayor management plans? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Alrighty.
I do.
Just wait a minute for our. Hearing to start. Just fine.
Yeah.
I think my brain is just.
Thank you.
We're sending note of an accepted.
Yeah, I just stick them in them. It's fine.
Alrighty, it's time to open up the public hearing for the Humboldt County budget.
Make a motion to open the hearing, 8:35.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Public hearing is now open on the Humboldt County budget. I think Trish has stuff up on the TV screen.
There it is.
Where's your resolution? And start out with this. This gives you your valuations. And, your rates are figured on evaluations for your countywide and your rural services. Levy rates are based upon the needs of the county. government operations where expenditures are regulated by the Board of Supervisors and state mandates. The Board of Supervisors oversees budgets for the attorney, auditor, community assistance, conservation, the general service, which is the courthouse service operation. IT, the jail, medical examiner, non-departmental, recorder, safety director, sanitation, secondary roads, sheriff, social services, substance abuse, treasurer, veterans affairs, weed commissioner, and zoning and planning. The total requirement for the county operations is then divided by the valuation resulting in the actual rate, which is 3.84058 for the general and 3.8345 or 95 for the rural services. This will give you the general service fund 23-24 was 4.10. In 24-25, 3.9, and now 3.84. The optimal goal is to reduce to 3.5 within the next, 4 years? And let's see here. Something else.
The optimal goal is mandated by the state,
Right.
Correct.
We're
House File 718.
being directed to that point.
The rate over a 5-year period needs to be at 3.5. So I thought it was 27.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, this is real basic and it's the same, and 3.95 is what they require, and we are below that, so that's a good thing. The total county rate is determined by the general and all the above ones. And this one does include the assessors, as I figured this. And otherwise, the rate is 6.09244. So you just subtract out the assessors to match up with the publication that I had. And this is the rural levy rate, which combines the countywide and the rural extra. And the rural extra includes like your township budget. So when you go into revenues, the big one obviously is your taxing. We are budgeted for 7,858,813 this year. The re-estimated for this year is 8,232,297. The annual change is an increase of 4.8. Again, there's your taxes levied. It shows where they go into your general, your supplemental, your rural, and the debt services. Here's your voter approved local option sales tax. That's the extra for the cities that goes into 70% for the roads and then 30% into the community service program, like your, let me see, what is it? Your contributions to other entities. And there's your subtotal of your revenues, your intergovernmental ones. And that's like your shared ones, the ones we do internally. Let's see here, expenditures, this is the fun part. So you start out with public safety and legal services, which includes your law enforcement. Go into that service area 1. Your law enforcement includes your sheriff's department, unified law enforcement, jail, attorney, district court, juvenile services, and medical examiner. You can see it has gone down, which is a good thing. There's your legal. And that is increasing. Medical examiner we raised this year because more deaths, medical investigations and that. Emergency services, this is a contribution we make towards the emergency management and 911 for their operations. Service area 3 is your physical health and social services. That includes public health services, public health and support of your hospital. Services to the poor, which is community services, to the VA. Elderly and social services, and then chemical dependency, which is opioid and alcohol. Service area 6 is your conservation, weed eradication, and solid waste. County developmental program, obviously some of your contributions, such as your fairgrounds, libraries, and what else there, housing rehabilitation. Secondary roads, which is one of the largest portions of our budget. You can see here that it has increased. Last year was a lower year because he had less projects going on. Covers the equipment, paving, everything else. And then we have the Midas Coast City bus that we pay for. Contribution there. And then we go to governmental services. This is your elections administration. It will go up this year. Last year was a lower year. And let's see.
New machines or
Got new machines, yeah.
Yeah, they just brought it in this week, didn't they?
Yep.
Did they take the old ones? Or they leave them for us to dispose of?
They took them.
Oh, good.
That's part of them.
Part of them.
And then we have to get rid of some of them. They don't want it back. And here's your administrative services for your treasury, the motor vehicle, the driver's license, and recording of public documents. Oh, I should go back. So I know why the elections went up. Instead of taking the full amount of wages or administrative fees out of the auditor's budget, we have split it up into the elections too, also. So that's why that portion of it went up. And this one is your general administration of the county, treasury, administrative, reimbursable. This is your general services, the operations of the county courthouse, IT and GIS. GIS is paid through the assessor's budget right now. So we don't have anything there. And then your risk management, your insurance, your tort, your fidelity to officers and unemployment compensation.
That GIS, is that beacon?
Yes,
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's
We were
a
talking about something on Friday.
substantial
Yeah.
amount.
it is a fair amount of money,
It
and
is, yeah,
like they said, that's one of the first things that might get cut,
cut,
because it's expensive and it's
right.
But it's also very,
useful.
Oh, yeah, that's what they talked about.
for the online, everything's online now.
Right,
It is.
Yeah.
And everybody uses
You
it.
pretty much
I mean, a
got-
lot of people use.
I don't know how they
Yeah.
can, I don't know how the state can do that, but.
So here again, in your service area 0, it combines your different service area totals. With legal And law enforcement, 4,263,888 or 858, can't see.
That includes public safety.
Um. Our contribution to them,
And our contribution to it, okay,
our portion, yes.
our portion of the budget, okay.
And you go down here, here's your social services. And, public health is in there. Environmental education and conservation. On your roads and transportation, of course. Services, administration, and here is your capital projects, long-term debt service, and your non-current, or your current non-program, which is like your, interest in that for these long-term debt ones. And there's your total. Or if you go to your service, different service areas, there's a split out.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah, it'd be kind of nice if something like that was on our statement that goes out with our assessments.
Yeah.
So
that
people
would
would
be
know where
nice.
their money's going. It's a quick glance, you think, oh, pretty easy to understand.
Right.
And I think we'll look into that.
I think some counties do that with the pie chart on their statements.
And if you do a budget comparison between the county and the city and the Humboldt High School, as a Humboldt resident, there's your difference. The county has gone down, city has gone down some, the high school has kind of gone up. There, if you were a city of Humboldt resident, and you would be paying 1% for the city, 27 school, 15 for the county, and the others are split out top. Now, if you're in ag in Corinth Township, there's your disbursement of the funds. It's your county 40, school 46. And then your township is 22. That's about it.
Township budget basically takes care of your cemeteries.
Yeah, cemeteries.
And mowing of the
Mowing.
roads and.
Fixing your head, stone, stuff like that, what John's gonna do. Oh, it's bad.
It's pretty.
They're all
Minor.
tipping over and sunk in and
Yeah.
so company on hundred's gonna come give you a price on it.
Oh, and fire.
And fire protection too.
Yeah.
That's
And
important.
ambulance.
Well, you did a nice job putting it
Yeah.
together. Chris, very.
It's good to be able to see it that way and then, show it to everybody can see it.
The budget this year was a challenge as usual,
Yeah,
just trying to get it balanced, basically.
yeah, to get it, like you say, to get it in balance. Sometimes you gotta shuffle money from this account to that account and relabel things to make things work out.
And that's why this file 718 is needed.
Yeah.
Very complicated. You can put it in supplementals, but you can only put certain things in supplementals, so you're kind of trading around, putting in different accounts.
Sometimes kind of a shell game, move from here to there.
It is, it's not real obvious to everybody either.
and-
So there was nothing written, opposition,
No.
questions?
No, anybody got any questions?
How about our Zoom? We lost our Zoom.
Let me go back to.
Hello, Zoom.
Any questions from people that are on Zoom? All righty, hearing none. Any more discussion?
Don't we have to make, we have to, I'll make the motion to close the public hearing if there's no discussion.
Second.
We have a first and second to close the public hearing. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Public hearing is closed at 8:51. Now, look for a motion to approve the budget.
I'm looking for the resolution. Number. Good on
Right
there.
here. Right here.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the FY 25-26 budget. Resolution 04-21.
I'll second that.
We have a first and a second in the budget resolution. More discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. The budget is approved. All right, we're done with that. Dean,
When does that have to go to Des Moines?
You can do it already, but it's, yeah, I just have to send there like 30.
Perfect.
okay. Corey, I guess, Corey gonna do, it says Corey, so
What's that?
you're up.
Whoever, when you wanna get up?
Yeah,
It says,
you on there,
it
but.
says Corey, so.
so is it Cora? Here's it.
It says there, we received a letter of resignation from Deputy Jones, and I guess we're just asking to be able to rehire somebody from his place.
We'll do the resignation first.
There's no effective, it just says,
There's no date.
it says effective this date. Was it effective
Date of
April
the
8th
letter,
of the day? of the-
Last Monday.
Okay, so it was the day, so it's effective immediately, basically. Okay, well, I'll make that motion to accept the resignation of David Jones.
Second it.
we have a first and a second, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we have approved hiring process of new deputy.
Yeah, we'd like to replace him, start advertising if we can, and get somebody hired probably after July 1st before we get somebody going, so. Cause we're gonna have to advertise for probably about a month and stuff, so. And go through the whole process, so.
And then parameters for wages and whatnot will be according to the experience, I'm assuming.
Yep, yeah, because the union contract, they've kind of given me leeway as to, if they're not certified, they'll start out at 60% of my salary. If they have a little bit of experience, we can go up to 75%. And that's Corey and I worked on that together and stuff to determine what would be a fair wage for somebody to be hired, so. Of course, that'd have to be your approval, and so,
Well, when you get closer to that, you'll come in, I'm
Oh, yeah.
assuming,
yeah. we will.
okay, we've got,
Yep.
with so much experience.
yeah,
Through your last process, which wasn't that long ago,
yeah.
how was your response when you reached out? Did you have a lot of?
Yeah, I think we ended up with 3 that had tested. By the time, you started doing some of them out, some didn't show up for the test, and that's normal anymore, so.
Yeah.
And here again, first time I did it 28 years ago, I had damn near 50 people that applied,
Mhm.
and you start weeding them out and stuff. Now you're lucky if we get maybe 8 or 10, and then half of them you can cut out right away.
Yeah,
We lose a lot with the physical, for the uncertified officers, we lose a lot from the physical agility. They have to do a 1.5 mile run, push-ups and sit-ups. And they have a minimum standard that they have to meet, so we lose a lot in that. And then they also have to pass a written test, and we will lose a fair number in the written test. So, yeah, we end up with 10 or 12 applicants, it's not uncommon, it's not just us, it's everybody. we talk to. It's-
What's your written test entail?
So it's through, standard and associates. It's a statewide mandated test that everybody has to take and pass, uncertified officers. There are 4 sections to it. There's a math section, there's a grammar, there's a spelling, there's like sentence structure, reading comprehension, that type of stuff. I can't remember, I think they say what like the grade level, you know, anybody that's achieved this grade level should easily be able to pass the test, but you know, you get people that have been out of school for a few years and they've forgotten, you know.
Adjective.
Yeah, so,
Yeah,
we'll lose a few that way.
nouns,
but-
pronouns.
And they have to meet a minimum standard, you know, like, is it 70%, I think, is the minimum that they have to get in each section. If they get 100% in 3, but they get 65% in 1, then they're automatically cut out.
Is there a study guide for it or anything like
There
that?
is.
There is, okay.
Yeah, they can go online, there's a study guide online that they can check out. So
Okay, that would be helpful.
The biggest thing is the physical agility. That's,
it's the time for the mile and a half.
well,
Yeah.
so
Depends on your age.
Oh, my God.
it goes on,
Yeah.
it goes on 10-year age increments, so from 20 to 29, you have a certain number of push-ups, sit-ups, and a mile-and-a-half run. And then each 10-year section, so your 30s, your 40s, and your
Oh,
50s,
okay.
you get a little more time and, you know, a few, you know, lesser push-ups and lesser sit-ups as you get older. But, I think for the mile-and-a-half for a 20 to 29 is 12 minutes and 51 seconds, and we hear people all the time, oh, you can walk that. Oh,
No,
you
You
can't.
can't. No, you can't.
Not walk. 12:51.
So do
No.
you guys still do the mile and a half?
Excuse you?
Do you guys still do that?
Once you pass it, it's one and done, right?
Well,
There are some departments that do.
Yeah, and the ILEA, they've kind of lightened it up a little bit, because now if you're a certified peace officer in the state of Iowa, you don't actually need to take the written test or the physical test anymore if you're, which, is that fair? Is it fair? Isn't it fair? I mean, we used to have everybody do everything, but
Mm.
now we kind of lightened up a little bit on that too, so.
The certified test is like going to Des Moines, isn't it, for so long? Isn't it like a week?
The academy, yeah.
The academy, yeah.
16 or 17 weeks, I think now.
Oh, it's-
And
Oh,
then
okay.
if you hire,
But that's with no experience, they
that's
start
with no
fresh,
experience, no college.
Right.
out,
If
yeah.
they've got a two-year degree in criminal justice, they can get by with going to a shortened academy that
Oh,
is in Waterloo, Sioux City, which is 8 weeks, I believe.
Okay.
I got a question, cause we're doing this with secondary roads. I mean, we're investing money in these people.
Right.
Do they give you a written commitment that I'm gonna stay with the county for so long?
We don't require that now, but I know there's a lot of cities and stuff that do that right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you know, we get them all trained up. Oh, I'm gonna jump a couple of counties down and get more money.
Cause I know like the city of Humboldt, I think if they send you to the academy and everything and you quit within the first year, you owe for 100% of the training, the clothes, wages, and
Yeah.
everything. And
Okay.
I think that
so
would be.
it's like a 5-year
So
commitment.
when you go to the academy, it's like going to college, you're just down there the whole time for this time, or is it so many hours a day, a week,
You're down on Monday through Friday.
for the 16 weeks or whatever?
Yeah,
Okay,
gets
that's
done
like
on the weekends.
weekends, okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask a hard
So,
question.
so we hope we get a good certified officer that applies and,
Yeah,
but I mean, we're open to anything, so,
I know this isn't a good topic,
yeah.
but we're looking at our future budgets
mhm.
and we're looking at probably gonna have to downsize departments. Is this critical hire? That's my concerns, because we gotta face reality.
Yeah, I don't know if you wanna cut law enforcement with everything that's going on in the world.
I just wanted to bring it up because,
Yeah.
you know, attrition is an easy way of doing it.
Yeah.
So you're not letting somebody go who's got a job.
Yeah,
I didn't know if this was a good time to look at that.
I'm gonna say probably not right now, maybe down the road, if we have somebody retire, maybe we can look at it a little more, but right now with everything going on in the world and stuff, I don't know if you wanna.
Okay,
cut-
I just wanted to bring it up because,
Yep.
you know, some departments are gonna see that,
I know.
probably.
Yeah, we don't.
So in a couple of weeks, when our school resource officer is done, then they'll be able to step in on the patrol and barge pickup until we pick up new
Help out,
fire.
fill some shifts and stuff until,
Just, that's the
I
way I
mean, it sounds
remember
like
it, so.
that's going well.
It's going real well. It's- I hear good things from Murray all the time, so.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Plus. We're getting 75% of his salary paid for, so it's nice.
Mhm. Right,
I think the kids, what I've heard, are doing good with him being around there too, so
Yep,
it's a positive.
it is very much.
Well, we'll wait to hear your guys' times in the 1.5 miles, and then when we, I just need my golf cart.
In front of you, Bruce.
As long as my golf cart's charged up, I'll run with you. Me and my walker.
Maybe like those kids anymore downtown that have those electric scooters, you know. and
I
fly
know
all
Oh,
over.
it.
Lord.
And they
That's
don't
crazy.
stop at
And they
stop
go like
signs
30
either.
miles an hour.
I
And they-
know
and they
it.
Go through the stop sign.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was a kid from the high school that, or I don't know, probably junior high, but or middle school and just did not, he was in the crosswalk and just went and thank God I saw him.
Oh,
But the guy here almost didn't, but he saw him just in the nick of time otherwise. And then he scooted across by Dean's Auto and didn't stop either.
Yeah. Yeah, they,
I know, it's crazy.
parents need to step up and teach their kids that they need to stop for stop signs.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, cause I see it downtown. They
Yeah,
come flying down
Oh, yeah.
sidewalks and stuff, those things, so
yeah.
it's not very safe with those things.
No.
Yeah, and drivers aren't used to somebody flying out in front of them that fast.
Yeah, and the other day I saw 3 of them with 2 people on each one, and so. I don't
Yeah.
think that's right
Safety.
either, so.
Is there any way we can make ordinances or anything like that that could eliminate some of
Yes,
those
Okay.
issues?
I would say you can check with, what is it, ISAC's attorney or something, maybe,
Mhm.
maybe they can come up with something, or the cities,
League of Cities?
League of Cities or whatever, so.
I just-
Something's
These,
gonna have to
it's
happen,
gonna, cause a kid's gonna get hurt and get hurt bad.
Someone's gonna get killed.
Cause they just don't, they just think they're invisible. I
Yeah.
mean,
There's no
invincible, not invisible, invincible. I
protection
mean,
of those things, it's just a body and a car.
yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yep, thank
We
you.
got a
so you
closed session coming
have
up.
to have a motion?
I'll make a motion to go into closed session.
No.
No.
For-
For the previous, for the high, sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Make a motion, I'll make it to go through the prior hiring process.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Now we'll look at for a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Iowa Code 21.5 parentheses C.
All righty, we need a roll call vote on this. And I'll have a second first, I guess.
Second,
First and second.
I thought I heard one.
Maybe I didn't hear it, I'm a little.
I don't know,
So, roll call, Bruce,
Aye.
Sandy,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Ivy, and Rick is aye, all ayes. Yes.